It is Wednesday today, and I'm gonna go grab some fruit from the store. I'm running low, but I wanted to check in because today's workout was really hard because it was solo today. So I am exhausted. I will probably show you guys some of the things I was doing today, but I just want to go home and take a nap. But I have so much to do. I am going to rest. I had a little talk with myself the other day, and I just was like, I need to get back on my success principles and actually follow the plan. I just had Jack Canfield pop into my head the other day, and I just felt like kind of me, because I've been thinking about BTS Breakthrough to Success weekend because I really want to go, but I'm like, I can't afford it. But I was thinking about him and him saying, like, if you use the principles, that they work every time. And I haven't been doing the principles. I've gotten lazy. I started the year off really strong, but I haven't been following through. So I'm going to get back on it. So I am rereading the success principles, but I'm reading like the companion workbook that they have. So I'm hoping that will get me back on track. I just read a few lines from the first chapter, which is take 100% responsibility for your life. And that's all I needed this morning when I got to work, was just to read the first paragraph. And I was like, yep, all me, all like my life and the way that it is now. It's all because of the way that I think and how I behave. And if I wanted to change, it's all on me. I was super focused today at work. I didn't even look at my cell phone at all until I had lunch. Even then, when I was eating lunch, I didn't really like spend too much time on it. I just worked because I set a deadline for my self-fundraising campaign in next week, so, which is insane because I only started working on it this week. So hopefully everything will turn out and we can get it done, because, you know, I should be a pro at this. I should be knocking this stuff out. I need to take 100% responsibility for my life and figure things out and change things, because if I have to change things for them to get better. So that's all on me. So what am I going to do to change? Also, I'm also going to change my series, A Week in My Life, but I think I'm going to be getting my life together. And I've been trying to get my life together for like 10 years now, and I really haven't gotten it together. In every area of my life that I have not had change in is my own fault. And that's the sucky part, is like, I have to really just think about it and be like, okay, this way, and this is why you're stuck in this area. Positive. I feel I'm still about 30 pounds to my best goal weight for me, which is like around 130 pounds. I don't ever want to go below that because I just think I look too thin. So that's my like solid college weight when I was really healthy. Okay, I got to get back on track, back into training my body, doing my best to get as close to my goal as I can by my birthday. So that leaves me until the end of October. And I'm just going to keep pushing. How am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to work out hard. I'm going to add more steps into my day. That's something that I'm really challenged with at work, because I'm spending more time in the office now since my role has changed. And so I have to get creative. Eventually, I want to get a treadmill underneath my desk so I can walk during the day. But I can't afford it. I set my goals. I had goals set for this year, and I think they're still pretty accurate. However, I don't know, I just need to like make sure they still feel true to me. You know, just trying to figure out what I want to do and where I want to go with my life, and what are some of my aspirations, and how am I going to do it? Like, how am I going to execute the plan financially? How am I going to execute the plan? I just want to be the example for all the women out there who are just like regular people who just look like normal. And I'm basically starting from scratch again to get myself together, get my life together, and figure out like the next steps. And really, like, my vision for my health physically is just to be as healthy as I can. So the older that I get, the better I get physically at age. I want to be really strong. And some of my like old heroes or older lady heroes is Chef Babette. If you don't know who she is, she's amazing. Look her up. She is this African-American woman in her 70s, and she looks like she's 20. She works out every day. She's vegan. I tried the vegan moments. I'm not sure if I can do it. She looks amazing, and that's my goal, is to look like her and to move like her. And she's just so full of life and energy. You're my idol. I want to be like you. So that's what I plan on doing, is just my workouts in, getting my extra cardio on the weekends. That really seems to help a lot. And just watching my eating. That's just the big thing, eating and drinking water. I was actually listening to Oprah. So I listen to the Oprah podcast, and it's so funny because it just reminds me of childhood, of just having Oprah on in the background. It really is like all the stuff that I think about in my life, or like the things I talk about like radical self-care. I just listened to an episode, and that's what they talked about. They just talked about radical self-care and putting yourself first. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like, went to Oprah University as a child, watching Oprah since I was like a baby. So I would listen to the podcast the whole day at work because it was just something to hear in the background. And it was just, and some of the stuff I was driving to work listening to the episode, and it was all about radical self-care. And I'm just like, this still rings true. And this is like more than like 20 years ago. The message is still clear. The whole, you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. And you got to be a priority, and so does your health. So if you're out there listening in YouTube land, just take that to heart, that you can't help anyone else. You can't be a good mom. You can't be a amazing career woman unless you have some energy behind it. And at least most of the women that I know that are in leadership positions and CEOs, they make themselves a priority. They get the help that they need, and they work out. At least the ones that I've been around, most of them. So they do some type of like physical activity in their day. So I'm gonna get in the store, get what I need, get out, and then I'm gonna go read my book and then take a walk. Okay, so we're doing a quick walk around my evening walk, and this is your friendly reminder, number one, to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I need more subscribers. So let's go, so I can monetize my account. Next, I also just wanted to remind you to get your exercise, get up, get walking, and stay consistent. I'll definitely be putting up some tools on my website about how I organize my life to add more fitness and make it a priority. I'll have some resources for you guys really soon. In particular, make sure you like and subscribe. And I am just leaving cold plunging. I just feel so much better, especially in the summer, of going cold plunging, and especially after a long week of work. It is Labor Day weekend, so I get a 3-day, and I'm really stoked about it. Super happy. Weather is perfect. It's about 80 degrees, light breeze coming out from the southwest. It's perfect. So right now I'm heading to the bank because I gotta pay my rent tomorrow. But I have a quarterly fitness check-in at work, so I want to hit my goals. So this weekend I'm gonna stay focused on getting my cardio in. We had a good workout yesterday with our trainer. I'm just gonna work on, I'm gonna do the bike today. Last week, I had a really hard time last week with my cycling. My legs were just not into it, and I did a pretty easy one, and my legs were just so tired. I need to get back into it. I really want to go to Breakthrough to Success this year because it was like such an uplifting moment for me last year. I keep putting it out there to the universe that somehow the money's going to show up and I'm going to be able to go to that. I am so looking forward to going if I can. I was looking back at my notes from last year. We had to write 100 successes that we've had in our life, and I was just reading through some of them, and it was actually like really positive. I just was like, you know what, let me look back at my notes from last year. And I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I did do that. That's so cool. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I put cold plunging, but I was like getting dressed, and I was like, you know what? Like, I can't even remember what it was, the experience of the first time that I jumped into the cold plunge, and it was like 39 degrees, and you're watching everybody else's reaction, because I think I went in the second group, and I was just like, that does not look pleasant. And I really did not think I would ever do it again. But it was just something about getting through 3 full minutes of sitting in water, and then my mind was kind of like, wait a minute, I just did something that was extremely difficult, and my mind was telling me I couldn't do it, but I did it anyway. And it was such a good lesson, and I just kept going back in and playing with it, and now I'm able to sit there and jump in and not have an issue. My body has adapted, which is another cool thing that I learned. And basically your body will adapt to anything, and it can adapt to good and bad. It can adapt to having a healthy diet and working out every day. It can do really well with that. Or if you're not, then they can adapt to lack of exercise, eating horrible, and it will just get used to that. So for me, I'm going for the healthy, active lifestyle. So I have a couple of thoughts. So for this weekend, I thought, okay, maybe I'll just stay home because I'm trying to save extra money. I looked at my budget and I'm still over budget in a lot of areas that I should not be in. I was really looking for like another side gig, and I was like really thinking about doing Amazon Flex on my like free time, because I really do have a lot of free time. But then I was like, let me look at my budget. Let me see if I have money in my budget, because I should have at least $1,000 left over every month after paying my expenses and all of my debts, all of that. So of course I look back at my budget from August, and I was like, I found like $1,100 that was spent on other things. It's like little things and little things that keep adding up. So I was just like, you know what? I really need to pay attention to my budget. I spent a lot on food last month, and all of it was grocery food. So I would much rather put more money in my budget for food and then cut out everything else. My subscriptions were out of control last month, so I'm cutting a lot of stuff out. So this weekend, I'm just trying to save money. I thought about this would be like, oh, a great opportunity to go to a national park for like a day or whatever. But then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, it's Labor Day weekend. It's like the busiest time to travel, and I don't know if I want to do that. So then another idea popped up into my head. I love doing the Torrey Pines Reserve hike, and I used to do it a lot. But then I remember it is tourist season, and I usually like to go after tourist season, like usually this time of year, September and October. And then it usually takes an hour and a half. I park outside of the park because I don't like to pay for parking. And then I walk in, and you go up this giant hill, and you're dying. And then your relief and your reward is to see like this beautiful view of the ocean. I think I'm going to hold out, especially this weekend, because it's going to be a nightmare. And so I was going to look and see if there was like any like lesser known national parks that I could drive to within like 3 hours. And so I think I might spend a little time in that, and also doing a lot of reading. I realized that my brain has not been active like it used to be, and it shows. So I need to read a lot more. Of course, being active and just trying to get my steps in, and eating super healthy. So right now I'm about 25 to 30 pounds closer to my goal. Just remembering all the goals, and I was looking at the goals that I set, and I'm like, okay, are they still aligned with my life? And they are. And but a lot of the goals that I set for myself, which was, to pay off, certain debts and things like that, I still have, a couple of months to go, and I'm going to try to really target that, because I don't want to like give up on myself. And also just getting the extra weight off this year. It's been a very slow process, and I'm over it. I just want to feel and look like I used to. And when I look back at pictures of myself, I see like I didn't really have like chubby cheeks or anything, and I'm just like comparing, and I'm like, I really miss being like thinner, healthier, lighter, so much energy. I want to just do everything in the world. So I really need to get back into that. So this weekend I'm going to just dedicate to making myself happy and having a very zen and peaceful weekend, and really just going with the flow. And so we'll see what happens. Back at the gym. I'm about to start on some cardio, and then we're going to do 30 minutes of cycling. I'm just trying to get some work done this weekend since we're off. Trying to get some extra exercise in so I can continue on my mission. Number 1, to make my fitness goal for this quarter. And number 2, to work on getting the last 30 pounds off. I am just leaving cold plunging and breathwork class, and I always have I really love breathwork class because it really gets you you're in your head, because I know when I'm lying there and following the whole rhythm of our instructor, my mind is randomly having things pop up. I'm having things pop up from the past, relationships that have gone bad, and I'm having this conversation in my head, and then I have an idea, and I'm like, ooh, I should create this, and how am I gonna do it, and how am I gonna move forward? And it's just so much crap in my head. It wasn't, but today was mostly positive stuff, which is great. But we have during our breathwork class, our instructor, she says all of these powerful affirmations. And it's so helpful, and I just really need that. That's why I really value this class so much, and I come every week because I really need that like mental mindset, mind chatter to change. And really the only thing that is stopping me in my life is myself. So that's including fitness, that's including all of my personal goals that I have. And I'll find an excuse. I'll be like, well, I don't have money for this, or I don't have time for this, or I don't have support for this. But in reality, I do. All of this. So I think the main thing that came in my mind during the whole breath class today was, if you really want it, you can have it. You already have it. So I've heard that before, like in The Secret and stuff, but that came to my mind. Like, if you really want what's part of your goals, which is your dreams, and to be financially secure and to have like a partner, like you already have that. You just need to open up yourself to it to meet the right people, and you need to be more vulnerable. So I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm a very vulnerable person. I'm sharing my whole life with a bunch of random people, but I love you followers. But I'm like, how much vulnerable do I need to be? Like, seriously. So, and I honestly, like, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, I'm like, a lot of people ask me like, why do you want to share your life on YouTube with random people and tell all your business? And I'm like, my honesty, like, my mom is very like private. I feel like I get that openness and just speaking my truth from my mom, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind sharing kind of my journey and me and my life together. And I feel like I've just been sitting back for so many years, and I really want to go to Breakthrough to Success weekend. I keep saying that over and over again, and I just got to find a way to get there, because I think I really need it. I just need to be around the people and the vibe, and I need to hear the whole message again about really taking action. My main thing is action. Like, I have a lot of ideas, but it's like taking action and then pursuing it, and, you know, speaking up and saying things. So that's my one thing that I wanted to mention. Make sure that I had an idea today. I thought about putting together like a fitness kind of journal, and first I can start with templates, but I'm thinking like long term, I think I want to create a journal, because journaling is like a really big part of self-discovery and figuring out who you are, and reminding yourself like where you headed and how you're feeling. And I need to start journaling again for like my fitness and stuff, because when I was eating really well before, a long time ago, I was journaling and saying like, this is how I feel, this is why I'm doing it. And I have this vision for myself, which is to be like my healthiest version of myself, my most active version of myself. And I feel like I'm moving towards that, but I need to take it an extra step. And that one step is my nutrition. Like, I have to like pull it together, but I need to make it sustainable. And I actually did a really good job yesterday. I went to Sprouts, and of course you walk in and you're just like, damn, like there's so many good things. I want to buy this, I want to buy this, and I want to buy this. And I was going to try to like bring back, been completely clean, no sugar, no flour, gluten, dairy, whatever. And I was like, oh, they have this like almond flour pancake mix. And I was like, oh, that sounds so good. It'd be good to have pancakes. I can have pancakes for dinner. And then my higher self told me, girl, you don't need it. And I was just like, it's better, you feel better, it's easier if you just don't go there, because it's like domino effect. So I said no to myself, and I'm saying yes to feeling better, getting closer to my goal. And even though I technically have about 25 or 35 pounds left, that's way better. Like, I feel more inspired, and like the goal is like so close. Like, I know that I can get there. So it's just putting in work. I woke up this morning, I did cycling. I was dying yesterday. My legs were so tired from Friday. But I woke up this morning and I was gonna just take an off day today. And my feet hit the floor, and I was like, even though I'm sore, I think I should get on the bike today. So I think I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna do treadmill for 30 minutes and get my cardio in. And then tomorrow it's Labor Day, but I'm gonna go in and work out regardless. And then I'm just gonna follow our same routine, which we have arms, shoulders and arm day, which is my favorite, which I'm a beast at shoulder day. Now I'm going to Ulta. I'm going to go grab some foundation, because I'm always out. I've been keeping a little track and like, ooh, I'm getting close, and I finally ran out. And then I'm going to go home for a little bit, eat, and kind of wait for all of that to digest, and then I am going to move on with my day and hit the gym. And then also I did a lot of writing yesterday and reflecting. I rewrote all of my 100 successes from last year's Breakthrough to Success Weekend. And some of them I noticed that I like repeated them because I remember I was trying to get them all done because we had to finish all of them for our homework. So I ended up writing them. I have like this goal of success journal now, where I write all my goals and all the things that I've done that's been successful. And so I rewrote them all, and I was like, oh, I forgot this one, and I forgot this, and oh yeah, and it could be like the most minor things. So my challenge to you this week is to sit down and write 100 things that you feel successful. So that could be anything in your life. That could just be being born, learning how to walk, learning how to read, counting to 100 when you were a kid, all the way up to graduating from college. If you have a family, raising really good kids, I mean, whatever. But something, you gotta write 100. So sit down and write that. And if you're having a hard time, just start like micro level, just small things. It might be walking for 5 minutes. And I know when I first started this, I had a hard time in my mind, finding things that I felt like I was successful at. I started going back and I'm like, oh yeah, like I conquered that fear and I did this and I did that, and it doesn't even have to be a big thing. And I hiked this trail, and I thought I could never hike that trail, and I did it. And it just reminded me that I need to get back into hiking. As I'm like riding there, and I'm like, man, I haven't done Cowles Mountain in forever, and that one killed. I'll never do potato chip again. That one was nuts. I'll have to tell you guys about my potato chip story. So let me tell you this quick story about potato chip. So me and my friend Adam, so we decided to do a hike. So he's like, yeah, like let's go do potato chip. And I kind of roundabout heard about like potato chip, and they're like, yeah, you know, where everybody goes and they stand on top of this rock and it like jets over this cliff, and it's like you can have really cool pictures. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that sounds fun, not realizing how tough that hike is. Literally the hike is straight up the whole way, and it was hot. It was in the middle of the summer. It was hot. There's no shade, and I was thinner than I am now, and I still struggled. I struggled. I had to stop like every couple of steps, and I'm sure they were so annoyed with me. We got there like to the midpoint. Oh, Matt, his name is Matt from New Hampshire. That's like, because I never had like met anyone from New Hampshire, and I was like, I thought that was so cool. So Matt turns around and he's just like, oh, the parking lot closes at, you know, I think it closed at like 6 o'clock, and by that time it was like 4:30, and he was like, it's going to take at least an hour and a half to get back, and basically like if you don't move your car, you can't get it out to the next day. So he was like, I have to turn around. So he turned around. Me and Adam thought like maybe we should turn around, and we're like, well, we're not that far away. We didn't realize how far we had to go even still. So we kept hiking and hiking, and I was not prepared for this hike. I did not have enough water, did not have enough food for the hike. There was only one small shady tree on this whole hike. So we stopped there, met some people, we ate, sat for a while, and then I was like, okay, we better get up or I'm not gonna like want to continue. So we finally made it up there. It was, by that time it was like 5:30, almost 6, and then there was a huge long line of people who want to have their photos taken on this little rock. So, you know, we're there on top of the mountain for like an hour waiting to get our photos done. Finally, I get my photos, I get Adam's photos, and we're like, okay, like let's start hightailing it down because it's going to get dark. So Matt told us to call him. He was just like, call me when you guys are done and I'll come pick you up. So we're coming down the mountain and it's getting dark. I think I might have only had, did I have a flashlight with me? And so we're getting back and we get to this trailhead, and by that time we're hightailing it down the mountain and it gets dark. So it was summer, so it had to be after 7:30. So we get to this crossroads, and then I thought we were supposed to turn right, and Adam was insistent, like, no, we're going to turn left. Normally I'm right, and but this time I was wrong. So he was like, I don't think we're supposed to go that way, and I was like, no, let's just go this way for a little bit. We walked a little bit, and he was like, and then I was like, you're right, we're going the wrong way. So we go the other way. We end up making our way out. Lost it. We were tired, and from that point on, I'm always overly prepared for hiking. But the lesson learned from that whole experience was I did a hard hike that I didn't think I can do because, number one, I didn't know what I was getting into. I should have known. And I somehow made it, even though I was tired, I was dehydrated, and I was hungry. So my mind more powerful than my body shutting down. And now I know to be prepared and do more. So just learning from that whole experience, like, you're stronger than you think you are. It's all like your mindset. Anyways, I'm gonna go home. I'm going to, like I mentioned, eat, and then I'm gonna hit the gym, do my thing, and then come home. And then I'm gonna do this whole like hot oil treatment on my hair today, because I could actually have time and not rushing to go anywhere. So I'll be sitting in my shower cap for like 30 minutes. Okay, so I just got done at the gym. I did 35 minutes of cycling and 10 minutes just walking on the treadmill, so just cardio. So I got through that. I dragged myself to the gym, got it done, and I always feel better after I go. I'm always like, okay, that was really hard, but I'm glad I went. Now I'm gonna spend a couple hours doing my hair. As you can see, I got a shower cap on, so I'm doing a deep conditioner, which I need to wash off, and I should show you all of my freaking products that are going in my hair today. So this is what I got this, the Dew, I think it's the Dew mousse stuff. And then I have Uncle Funky's. I got the Curl Magic, and then I got the Super Curl Cream. I'm trying to get my hair to cooperate. So I'm gonna see how I do. I'm gonna do some twist outs, and I'm just gonna rock like that all day tomorrow. I'm really stoked about it. So yeah, I pretty much am gonna finish doing this the rest of the night. Spend a lot of time writing in my journal. I'm still just trying to just get refocused and reorganized and figure out what I want to do next. I am having that whole stupid dating situation that went totally left field, kind of threw me off of my game, and I've been kind of lost for the past 2 months, and it's not okay. So I'm looking back at all of my goals that I have for myself for the year, and I'm like, okay, what can I do in the next like 4 months so I can end the year strong? And also, you see all of my breakout? I have a breakout on my forehead here, all on this side, and I don't know what's causing it. That's what's so weird. I don't know why. It's not hormonal, that's for sure. So I don't know, but I'm broken out all on this side. So I gotta figure that stuff out.